Hello guys, RobberBat1 here, and welcome to the future of Yu-Gi-Oh! A segment on my channel where we take a look at cards coming out in the future of Yu-Gi-Oh! And basically discuss them, take a look at them, and see if they are going to be any good. Now, in today's future of Yu-Gi-Oh! We're going to be looking at Mutants, a new archetype coming out in the TCG in just a couple of weeks. I believe it comes out officially on the 5th of November. I believe that's the official release date in the new set Rising Rampage, or Rising Rampage might be a different name. Phantom Rage? No, Phantom Rage. And we're going to be looking at this new archetype, seeing if it's any good, because it was revealed to us by the Yu-Gi tuber Ruggles, and I would like to actually see if this archetype is any good. Because honestly, when Konami give us TCG exclusive archetypes in the last couple of years, they haven't been the best. Like, there's been some real bangers for the TCG, such as Spirals, Burning Abyss. Throughout the years, there's been some really good ones, but I want to see if this is another one of those bangers. So let's go ahead and start looking at these cards so we can go ahead and see if these cards are going to be good. So, starting off, we have Mutant Cry, a trap card. Weird starting off with a trap card, to be honest, but it is the 000 code in the set, so I guess. Mutant Cry, normal trap. During the main phase, fusion summon one Mutant Fusion monster from your extra deck by banishing the fusion materials listed on it into the deck from among cards on the field and in your graveyard and / or face up banished cards. Okay, so it's a type of miracle fusion that allows you to just shuffle from anywhere into the deck and get a free fusion summon. Personally, on my thoughts on fusion traps, they're not that great. If this was a continuous trap, on the other hand, I'd be like, yeah, cool, it's a one-off. We can just continuously recycle all of our fusion stuff and then fusion summon more. That's pretty good, but personally, not my favorite things when it's a fusion trap, but we'll continue going and seeing what else they got first. So, let's continue. So we got Mutant M05. Okay, so this is starting to remind me of Aliens, because I believe Aliens had like that code on them as well, where they had like just random digits at the end. And this is a Water Psychic effect. Okay, Psychic, E-Tele targets. Level 2, 0 attack, 500 defense. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can add one mutant monster from your deck to your hand. Free search ability for mutants. I like it, and if you E-Tele it, you just get a free search. And you know what? No, thinking about Konami, if they release this archetype, Konami could potentially put E-Tele to free when they release this archetype on the next ban list, because I believe we're getting the next ban list soon. I'm not exactly sure on the date, because I haven't really checked the date in a few months, but we should be getting the ban list soon, so this could bring back E-Tele to free, or maybe to 2, we don't know. But interesting. Second effect, you contribute this card, then banish one card from your hand or face-up field. Special summon one monster from your hand or deck based on the banished card. Alright, so you get to go ahead and banish one card from your hand or field. So, things that could be really good to banish. Funnel Dragons, Metaphys, anything along those lines could be good to banish in this situation. So, not bad. I'm going to close my curtain a bit because it's getting sun in my eye. Mid-video fix-ups. But yeah, so that could be really good. Being able to just banish any of those kind of cards. So this could be an archetype that's really good to run with other types of decks, which is nice. Interesting. So, not bad for the first thing, where you can banish one face-up card from your field or one card from your hand. But what do you get for banishing this card? You get special one monster from the deck, but it depends on the type here, doesn't it? So if you banish a monster, you get summon a Mutant Beast. Okay, not bad. Banish a monster, summon a beast, I guess. Like, there could be multiple different Mutant Beasts. If you banish a spell, you get to banish a Mutant Mist. You get to summon a Mutant Mist. Could be multiple different Mutant Mists. Or a trap, you could special summon a Mutant Arsenal. So, I'm hoping that there are different kinds of these, because looking at just like Mutant Beast, Mutant Mist, and Mutant Arsenal, I want to know what exactly you're summoning here. So we'll keep going. Mutant ST46. So this one's artwork is looking a little more crazier. He's a little more developed. His claws have kind of come out. So Water Psychic Effect, level 3, so still an E-Telly target. 500 attack, 0 defense. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can add 1 mutant spell/trap from your deck to your hand. You can tribute this card, then banish 1 card from your hand or field. Special summon 1 monster from your hand or deck based on banished card. So again, you get to summon a Mutant Beast, a Mutant Mist, or a Mutant Arsenal. So this is pretty much just an opposite of M05, because this one adds a monster, whereas this one adds a spell and trap. So they have the same basic second effect, which might be common throughout all the mutants, we don't know. But looking at it, it's looking to be, it gets a search effect, which is really nice, just being able to add any spell or trap card on a normal or special summon. E-Telly could come back to free, that's all I'm saying. And also having the ability to just, you know, get to free summon, which is really nice. And you're banishing a card from your hand or field, so like you could be banishing some really cool stuff, like you banishing like Thunder Dragons and Metaphysics, like I said before. So this could be an archetype that you mix with other decks that like to banish. Hell, you could even banish a Necroface to be able to go ahead and banish 5 extra cards. So not bad. So Mutant GB88, Water Psychic Effect, not an E-Telly target. Aww. During your main phase, if Evolution Lab is in your field spell zone, quick effect, you can special summon this card from your hand. Okay. It's during your opponent's main phase, though, which I'm kind of upset with, but hey, let's continue. If this card is special summoned during your opponent's turn, you can tribute this card, then banish 1 card from your hand or face-up field, special summon 1 level 8 mutant monster that is banished or in your graveyard. This one, in my opinion, isn't as good as these two, for a few reasons. First of all, this one says it can summon a Mutant Beast, a Mutant Mist, or a Mutant Arsenal. Now, I don't know what those cards are yet, but hey, that's just a free summon. This one is reliant on it being your opponent's turn. You have to have another card to be able to use this effect successfully, and you also have to kind of rely on there being this level 8 mutant in your graveyard or your banish zone for this card to actually be able to be used. So I don't think this is that great. I feel like it's much weaker than what it could have been. So yeah, I don't like this one. Alright, so okay, so here's Mutant Beast. So it looks like Mutant Beast, Mutant Mist, and Mutant Arsenal are going to be different cards. They're going to all be different cards overall, so not bad. Let's see what they are. So Mutant Beast is an Earth Beast effect monster, level 8. So this is what this is going to be summoning. 2400 attack, 2400 defense. Cannot be special summoned except by the effect of a mutant card, so it can be tribute summoned. Your opponent cannot target this card with monster effects. Okay, so you banish a monster to summon it, so then it's thus cannot be targeted by monster effects. Not bad. You can only use each of the following effects of Mutant Beast once per turn. When your opponent activates a spell card or effect, quick effect, you can banish 1 card from your hand or field, negate the activation, and if you do, banish that card. Spell negation. That's pretty good. Not gonna lie, that's a pretty good effect. Having a way to negate spells is pretty cool. I like how they made it Beast, because like, if you ever remember, Nightmare Beast is Mutant Beast here could be considered Naturia Beast, which also is a beast that negates spells. I like it. Sadly, it's a once per turn effect, but it's fine. And its third effect is, if this card in its owner's possession is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can target one of your banished mutant trap cards, add it to your hand. Alright, so I'm getting a vibe that Mist and Arsenal are going to have effects that go in the range of like, Mist is the one that summons via spell, so it's going to be unaffected by spells, it's going to have something to do with an effect on traps, and it will be, it will add a monster to the hand. I'm guessing. Like if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But like from just the first one, I'm having a guess. So let's go. So Mutant Mist. Okay, it's got a lot of text. Level 8 Wind, so they have different attributes. That's interesting. Spellcaster Effect. 2900 attack, 2900 defense. Cannot be special summoned except by a mutant card. Your opponent cannot target this card with spell effects. The first effect was right. Now, will it negate trap cards? Once per turn, when your opponent activates a trap card or effect, you can banish one card from your hand or field, draw 2 cards. Oh, I'm upset. I was kind of hoping that this would be a trap negation for the pure fact that, well, this is a spell negation, so why can't this be a trap negation? Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not beefing on the fact that we get to draw two cards, but it's like, I would have preferred a negation there, man. I really would have, because like drawing 2 cards against a trap deck isn't always the best unless you're drawing something like Lightning Storm or Harpy's Feather Duster or Twin Twister or back row removal. So I guess it gets you closer to that, but not the best. And if this card in its owner's position is destroyed by an opponent's card, you can target one of your banished mutant monsters, add it to your hand. At least I was right there, but yeah. So this one should. So if I'm right on this one should be an effect. It can't be targeted by traps. It's gets an effect when a monster is activated, and it adds a spell from banished. All right. So Fire Machine, Mutant Arsenal, level 8, 3000 attack, 0 defense. Cannot be special summoned except with the effect of a mutant card. Your opponent cannot target this card with traps. Called it. You can only use each of the following effects of Mutant Arsenal once per turn. When your opponent activates a monster effect, please negate. You can banish 1 card from your hand or field, then target 1 monster on the field, banish it. You know what? I'm not upset about that in the slightest. It's better than not having a negation effect. It's better than having a simple draw effect when someone does something, because like these are very situational, which I don't like. Like this one, super situational. Your opponent has to activate a trap card, so if your opponent doesn't have the trap, this card's doing nothing. This one though, little bit better because it guarantees that you're going to be able to banish a monster on board, which is nice, and I do like that. Having the ability to just guarantee the banish is pretty cool. Sure, you have to wait for your opponent to activate a monster effect. Don't get me wrong, that does suck a little, but at least it does something when at least it hurts the opponent when you do that. Plus, this thing's a mutant robot. That's pretty cool in my opinion. But yeah, and its last effect is, if this card in its owner's possession is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can target 1 of your banished mutant spells, add it to your hand. Called it. Okay, so Arsenal, Mist, and Beast. Honestly, I think the worst one is Mist, just for the fact that it has to be done against a trap deck, and I feel like this would be like a one-off in the deck overall, but Beast is definitely a 2-of. I would say Beast and Arsenal are 2-ofs, whereas Mist is only a 1-of. I just don't see this card being used up more than one. Hell, you could probably even run free Arsenal or free Beast and just play no Mist, in my opinion, because you don't really need it. But it's a 1-off because you want to still banish spells, potentially, I guess. I don't know what the spells do, but we'll see. Okay, so first fusion to go with our trap, Mutant Synthesis. I like how this mutant has just transformed into Big Boy. So Mutant Synthesis, Water Psychic Fusion Effect. Level 9, 2500 attacks, 2000 defense. 2 mutant monsters with different attributes, so Fire, Wind, Earth, Water. And the Fire Nation attacked. Okay, so if this card is Fusion Summoned, you can target 1 card on the field, destroy it. Alright, free on Fusion Summon, you get to destroy a card. Good thing with the Trap card, I guess that's pretty decent for the start. When your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, you can activate this effect for the rest of this turn. This face-up card is unaffected by the effects of an opponent's card of the same type. Okay, so if your opponent activates a monster, I'm not getting touched by monsters, this card specifically. If your opponent activates a spell or a trap, not getting touched by a spell or a trap. Not bad. That's actually not that bad. I think that's pretty cool. That's pretty good. As that card, Sorry, 1 second. Phone calls, isn't it? If this fusion summon card is destroyed by an opponent's card, you can add one of your banished mutant cards to your hand. You can only use each effective mutant synthesis once per turn. So, if it's fusion summoned and is destroyed by an opponent's card, you just get to add one of your banished mutant cards to your hand. That's not bad. I would say it's like the first effect is definitely going to be something you want to use during your opponent's turn, but not that bad at all. I would say it's pretty decent. The second effect, being unaffected by everything, is nice once per turn, which is pretty cool. And just being able to add a banished mutant card, it's basically these ones, but I guess that I choose. So not the end of the world. Pretty good. Mutant Optimus, giant, big, bloody Hydra. Okay, like that's a Hydra right there. If I'm seeing one, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 heads. Cool. We got a giant Hydra. Mutant Optimus, Dark Psychic Fusion Effect. Level 10, 3,500 attack, 3,000 defense. Level 8, 3 level 8 or higher mutant monsters. Okay, so you're going to probably be using all 3 of these, or like one of this and then like these to make it. Okay, cool. When a card or effect is activated, quick effect, you can banish one mutant card from your hand, graveyard, or face-up field of the same type, monster, spell, or trap. Negate the activation if you do banish that card. Okay, so it's a Mechaba. It's a worse Mechaba because it says you need to get rid of a mutant card of that specific type. Konami, why you made this a worse Mechaba, I don't understand, seeing as it's a bigger level, it has more attack points, and it's more specific requirements, but hey, I guess, sure. I mean, I guess being able to banish any one type of card could be really busted. Like, you could be banishing like a Thunder Dragon or a Metafist for this effect, and just negate and get free effects from that, so yeah, not bad. Second effect though, if this fusion summon card on you control is destroyed by an opponent's card, you can add up to 3 of your banished mutant cards, up to 1 of each monster, spell, or trap to your hand. Alright, so if it leaves the board, you get to go ahead and add a monster, up to 1 of each of a monster, spell, or trap. So if you don't want to add a trap, you can add just a spell or a monster. If you don't want to add a spell or a monster, you can add a trap. Not bad. Not bad. I don't really like that fact that you can only add 1 of each. You can't like mix and match, but I get why you would do this, because like, to be honest, I would rather add 1 spell, monster, and trap anyway, so I can add like a little mutant ST or M here and then just get a free summon. So I guess it makes sense. And here's the field spell though. Okay, so when this card is so this is Mutant Evolution Lab. When this card is activated, you can special summon one of your level 4 or lower mutant monsters from your hand, or that is banished. Mutant monsters you control gain 100 attack for each of your all banished mutant cards with different names. So first of all, this card just says I get to summon a level 4 or lower mutant from my banished from my hand or banished for free. So say we've banished our little mutants here, like M05 right here. As soon as we do that, we get to special summon we get to add 1 mutant from our hand, or if we go ahead and summon ST46, we go ahead and get to add a spell or trap from our deck to our hand. So pretty good right off the bat there. Also, the fact that you're going to get a free boost on mutant banish cards is also kind of interesting, but I kind of feel like that's the less useful of the effects. But seeing as the first effect is so good, what is its last effect though? Once per turn, during your main phase, you can place 1 mutant monster from your hand on the bottom of your deck, and if you do, draw 1 card. So, I'm thinking of this, right at the beginning. We use Mutant Lab. We summon our M5. We summon our M05. Add a mutant monster that is garbage. Then we go ahead and use this third effect to return it to the deck to try and draw a better card. You hear me? You hear me? Yeah. That's what we're going to do. Yeah, I can just kind of see that happening a lot with this, so not bad card though. Free summon from the hand or banished, and also a draw, which is just nice. Nice, not bad. Oh, thank the Lord, there's a Mutant Fusion spell. I would have just been like, oh no, we have to deal with any trap cards. God damn it. God damn it. So, Mutant Fusion. Normal spell card. Fusion summon 1 mutant monster from your extract by banishing fusion materials listed on it from your hand or field. Okay, so right off the bat, it's just a normal fusion spell. Cool, but it banishes instead. Second effect, though, if your opponent has activated a card or effect this turn, you can use up to one monster each from your deck and graveyard as fusion material. Oh, so if your opponent activates a hand trap or a dragoon or any effect on that matter, this card becomes a shadow fusion, a somewhat esque shadow fusion. Okay, not bad. I wish I could use more than one if my opponent is activating an effect to stop me from playing the game, but not bad. I would give this card a solid 7 out of 10, I guess, for a fusion from deck. Like, a bit restrictive, seeing as you have to wait for your opponent to do something to actually be able to use stuff from your deck or graveyard, but not bad at all. And the last card from the looks of it, last card is Mutant Blast. Equip spell, equip only to a level 8 mutant monster you control. I don't like that. I don't like how it only equips to the big ones. Okay. At the start of the damage step, if the equipped monster attacks an opponent's special summon monster, you can banish that opponent's monster. While this card is equipped to a monster, you can banish this card. Send the monster this card was equipped to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon one level 8 mutant monster with a different original attribute from your hand or deck. So, at the start of this, I'm like, cool, at the start of the damage step, it gets to banish a card. It gets to banish whatever you attack. I like that. I like that for the first bit. Because, like, legit, at the start of the damage step, meaning nothing has happened to your mutant monster yet, you just get to free banish any big monster your opponent has. So that's a good way for a going second play in this deck. I like that idea. Second thing, it lets you tutor out your really bad ones for better ones. So, say you had a Mutant Mist on board, the worst of the three. You go ahead and use this effect. You just banish this card and send the other card to the graveyard. The monster to the graveyard. You just get to summon out like your Mutant Arsenal or your Mutant Beast right here for free. Like, you don't even have to deal with anything. You just have to go ahead and get rid of your Mist here and then summon one of these two for nothing. So, looking at Blast, I'm like, that's pretty good. That's actually really interesting and can help the deck quite a bit. But, guys, that is the last support card for this archetype. To my knowledge, there might be more coming out. I don't know. I want to see if there's more coming out because, honestly, you never know. But, yeah, looking at Mutants, I would say they're an archetype that really don't want to be played on their own because you want to play this with a deck that really does like to banish a lot of things, that relies a lot heavily on banishing cards to be able to go further, because on its own, like, just having the ability to draw 2 when your opponent activates as a trap, or just being able to banish one monster when your opponent activates a monster effect, or hell, even negating one spell is not that great on its own. But if you put this together with decks like maybe Thunder Dragon, having the ability to just banish a Dark from hand to then go ahead and get a search for like a Thunder Dragon Fusion or a Thunder Dragon Raw, then being able to banish the Raw to go ahead and go into more Thunder Dragon plays there, that's pretty good. Being able to just banish stuff from the hand is really nice. You could banish stuff like Necroface, because Necroface can then just allow you to get a free Banish 5 from both players' decks, which is kind of interesting there as well. But looking at this archetype, I'm like, on its own, it could be something interesting to play against, because like you've still got like Mutant Ultimus that relies heavily on banishing mutant cards from your hand to actually able to utilize the negation effect. But overall, I feel like this is definitely an archetype that will be played with something else, like potentially Metaphys for during the standby phase to get multiple advantages there, or with like decks like Thunder Dragon to be able to just get more resources and advantage to get more banishing there as well. Like maybe a small mutant engine where you play like the ST here to then go ahead and search like maybe the Mutant Fusion spell, and then you go ahead and like banish a Thunder Dragon to someone like, I don't know, a Mist or a Beast, and then you could go ahead and just special summon out like Mutant Synthesis right here. So it's just like there's things you could do with it, and I like the look of that. But I don't know. It's something that could be really decent and is looking to be interesting to me. I don't think the deck is amazing. I feel like the deck is like maybe I would say, honestly, if I put it on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give it a 6 in terms of like meta compatibility, because it's got interesting things and it could be used as an interesting engine in other decks, but on its own, I don't really see this deck competing with the meta on its own. Sure, it has things that can help it go second, like its fusion spell that gets an effect that allows you to fusion from deck and grave if your opponent has activated effect, and its equip spell that just says I get to banish at the start of damage step, but it's not got a lot more outside of that. But it does have a lot of cool cards though, like the field spell to get a free summon and such a free recycle and draw. It's got like synthesis right here, where on fusion summon, where you would want to do it during your opponent's turn, you get to destroy a card and makes itself unaffected by pretty much anything you want it to be unaffected by. It has a lot of different things, and I feel like to be honest, the weakest card in this deck is probably Mutant GB88 right here, because honestly, summoning one from grave or banished isn't going to always happen, and the fact that you have to have the field spell on board just makes it less useful in my opinion. But guys, looking at this archetype, I feel like it is a decent archetype. I don't feel like it's the greatest, but it's not bad. It's not bad for a TCG exclusive archetype, and I feel like it could be used very well with other decks outside of its own archetype. So guys, tell me what your thoughts are on the mutant archetype in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on this, because it is a cool looking archetype. It does definitely have some great artwork. Like, look at this thing. Arsenal is literally a mutant that has turned into a robot. It is a robot mutant, and I love it. But I would definitely like to hear your thoughts and opinions, guys. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, tell me your thoughts of all this stuff in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your thoughts, as I said. And yeah, guys, Mutants. It's not Professor Xavier X-Men stuff, but it's still pretty cool. It's still pretty cool. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Robot1 signing out. Look at that hoof.